go.
Hi folks, and welcome to another episode of Snapshots, the series where I include fails, epic moments, and clips from games that might not deserve their own replays, but are interesting nonetheless. Clips like this one from PTMX Tube in his Su-122A. Now this is a Tier 5 Russian RT tank destroyer. Yeah, it's an artillery, but yeah. PTMX Tube doesn't take that seriously. It's quite mobile, it's quite fast in a straight line. You can see PTMX Tube is doing over 30 kilometers here, and this is an older replay. It's back from the days where there were no personal missions, but on occasion Wargaming would put a special mission up, and way back when this game was being played, the mission was to kill 2 light tanks with an RT. And you would get, I think it was either a gun rammer or something like 200,000 credits. It was just quick little missions, not like the personal missions we have now, but PTMX Tube has taken his RT slash tank destroyer up to a very aggressive position. And there's one light tank gone, derped in the face. Yeah, so as a tank destroyer, it's quite good. I find the reload of 30 seconds quite annoying, but PTMX Tube is just working here. He's already gotten 1 light tank killed, needs 1 more. And I don't know, sometimes it's just worth doing stupid stuff just to have fun. But he's reloaded, and T-21... and derp, there's the mission done. So 2 light tanks killed inside 2 minutes of the game. But PTMX Tube wasn't done. No, he came back to defend. Moved back up, derped another T-34-1. How long is this look going to last? A little bit longer. The VK misses a shot. But yeah, I suppose this is like a little taste. I don't play the FV304, but this would be a little taste of what playing an FV304 would be like. 3 derps in chat by PTMX Tube. How long is this look? He needs 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3... Oh well, you can't win them all, but yeah, good effort PTMX Tube. Have you ever had a game where none of the enemy tanks wanted to shoot you? Especially when you're a light tank in a very, very tier 10, very, very tier 9 game. Yeah, well, I can honestly say no. Usually in my experience, enemy tanks tend to go for the light tank because it's an easy kill, but that's not what happens in this game. Sent in by CJC, he's in his WZ-132 here on Runeberg, and he is going for it. He has gone right into the middle of the map. He's being chased by an Object 140. Batchat and Object 140 chasing him down. Someone misses a shot, may have been the Object 140. I'm going to go into third person because CJC's camera and view bounce a lot, but he gets away with it. Object 140 misses or doesn't go for him. Looks like the Object 140 is engaging the Batchat. Now there's a T-57 Heavy. CJC's not able to do any damage to him, but T-57 Heavy comes around the corner. Object 140 here as well. Oh, 140 is hurt. And he bounces the 140 or his tracks eat the shot, but T-57 Heavy has died, didn't get any shots out. Object 140 basically misses or does 0 damage. And this 140 is not interested in CJC. He's focused on the Batchat. So CJC, a little bit unfortunate, not getting any damage done. Batchat must be on a reload. Now an enemy Batchat comes around from the other side. 140 gets taken out, but the enemy Batchat not focused on CJC and his light tank. He goes for the Batchat on the other side. Apparently the Batchat on the other side isn't happy with CJC, but yep, they are all just ignoring this little light tank in the middle, except the Yag Tiger who came around the corner and missed a shot. CJC's still on full health. Moves up, kills the Yag Tiger for kill number 1. Little bit more damage done, but no one seems to be interested in shooting this light tank. Now an AMX 5100 appears, but he's not focused on CJC either. He's trying to kill the ST1. CJC moves into cover. I'm going to play the rest of this on ×2. But yeah, full health, middle of Runeberg, and an IS-7 appears. AMX 5100 appears. IS-7! Once again, IS-7 not interested in shooting the little light tank. He's focused on the ST1. Why doesn't this ever happen to me when I'm driving light tanks? CJC's on premium ammo, having problems penning the IS-7. But again, IS-7 takes out the ST1, and now all of a sudden, finally someone is pointing their gun at CJC. No he's not. IS-7's now looking at the T-57 Heavy, ignores the light tank again. And unfortunately CJC not able to get the IS-7, but yeah, yet another tank ignoring CJC. Is someone actually going to shoot him? He's going to poke this corner, and the AMX 5100 misses. CJC gets a little bit more damage done. His team are dominating, his team are winning. And now it looks as if there's a T-95 who's coming around the corner. Is someone finally going to do something to CJC in this game? I have no idea how he survived with no damage or no one shooting at him so far. So CJC moves into cover from the T-95. T-95 is advancing. Is the T-95 actually looking at CJC? CJC gets some more damage done. Oh, T-95 is actually looking at CJC. And he misses! He actually took a shot, misses. CJC gets away with all of his health again. Gonna put this back up on ×2 because this T-95 is finally focused on CJC. No, he's not! He's now aiming at different tanks. Game over. But yeah, why doesn't this ever happen to me? CJC, tier 8 light tank, tier 10 game, surrounded by enemy tanks, and no one seemed to be interested in killing him. On the last episode of Snapshots, I talked about fails. Yes, we're going to have a fail here. And I mentioned the fact that sometimes fails have absolutely nothing to do with how you played. It's your teammates that cause you to fail. But this fail isn't mine, even though I've just been playing here on Lakeville. I've actually just picked up a Defender's Medal, but I'm trying to get up to the last remaining enemy tank. It's an E50. And I need this IS-4 to push me, but he's pushing me side on. I need him to push me through the gap. Please push me through the gap. Don't push me in the side. Let me straighten up. There we go. Now you can push me. Alright, so he's just pushed me, and he's turned blue, and I'm going, what? He didn't do any damage to me. So what actually happened there? I'm not quite sure. We're going to go into third person. You can see a T-49 moving up behind the IS-4. And I need this IS-4 just to push me. Just to put... No, not to ram the T-44 off the road. No. No, why did you ram the T-44 off the road? Dude, seriously. All you had to do was push me. There you go. But the T-44 drowns, the IS-4 turns blue. And yeah, sometimes, as I say, you fail because your teammates just don't have a clue. And yeah, that T-49 learned that lesson right there. Of course, for every time that you fail, or because of a teammate's incompetence or tunnel visioning or whatsoever, you've got to remember this is World of Tanks, and World of Tanks, unfortunately, has a very, very high percentage of douchebags and perfect candidates for chemical castration. Much like the Bulldog on my team right now. Crudel Soldato in his Bulldog is a perfect example of why chemical castration should be rolled out across the world. Here we go. I pushed up on Hidden Village. I'm using my poor gun depression, and this guy rams me. And he's not letting me. He's constantly grinding into me. He's pushing me forward, trying to push me into enemy fire. And he's succeeding. I got spotted. This guy will not let me get out of here. I hold my fire, I insult him in chat like I should, and yeah. That was not an accident, folks. That was completely intentional. You see, I'm driving towards the middle of the map, and you might say it's potentially tunnel visioning, but here comes the Bulldog. He's already rammed someone, done a little bit of damage to someone in our spawn, but you can see in the distance, he's actually looking at me. He's got his turret pointed, his gun pointed directly at me. I've moved up. Look, he's still looking at me. He's still looking at me. Now he's turned away. Now he's looking. Look, he's looking directly at me. And he intentionally rams me up. This was all completely intentional. Now, I don't know whether it's jealousy. I don't know. Or whether this guy is, you know, mentally ill. I would say it's probably just because he's a complete and utter douchebag. But you got to remember, for every douchebag in World of Tanks, there are those really, really generous players who just want to gift you damage and kills. We are here on Karelia. I'm in my CDC. I'm just doing some work over on the northern flank, but we're getting overrun up here. I get one shot into the CDC, but you can see behind me we've got E25s, T69s, CDCs, and I decide I've got to relocate. We've got a Panther 2 behind me, so tanks in front, tanks behind, and I decide, you know what, I've got to get out of here. Got to get down into the swamp, get into cover, and I'm just going to focus on this WZ-111. And then that happened. It's like, what? What was that? I have no idea what just happened. I'm just trying to get away. Lots of tanks behind me, but this E25, yeah, thank you. Thank you for just gifting me 700 plus damage. Actually, forget that. Let's just make it 830 damage. Yeah, so for every douchebag in World of Tanks, there are very, very generous players who want to just gift you damage. So I've got to keep telling myself, no matter how toxic and how douchebaggery, or how much douchebaggery there is in the game, there are always players like this FV304 who just want to give you free XP and kills. Thank you very, very much. This next replay is all about the chat. Pretty much all the action happens in chat. No matter how much you love World of Tanks or how much it frustrates you, no matter how much you love the community or how much you hate the community because of bad behavior, douchebaggery, toxic behavior, yeah, you've got real characters, and there are two characters in this particular game. We've got a Tog 2 on our team, Little Weasel in his Tog 2, and we've got a VK3601H on the enemy team, Matilka 1802. Now this replay, it all happens in chat. It's basically these two players, but it all kicks off with Little Weasel in his Tog 2. So the game has just started. I'm playing the Archer, where I'm tier 5 platoon in a tier 7 game. I've increased the size of the chat window, so just keep an eye on that. But we're just getting going, and any time about now, Little Weasel is going to be starting off in his Tog. Now he's using all chat, so he's going to be chatting to the enemy team. There we go. Toot toot. I might as well speed this up to maybe even ×4. So he's talking to the enemy team. Toot toot. Very happy chappy. Dog 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 dog. Fear me. Fear my speed. Tonza saying wrong game Tog. Warships is out now. Little Weasel saying out. There goes my NOS. Don't know what that means. Oh shucks. Ahoy skipper. All aboard. He's annoying the enemy team. SU-152, shut up, noob U-boat. I'm going to tug you, boy, says Little Weasel. And it all happens in chat. He's constantly talking to the enemy team, constantly annoying the enemy team, and eventually it's just going to get too much for the VK3601 on the enemy team. So, nice kill on a T-150. Now I'm playing the Archer, I don't have 6th Sense on it, so I'm about to die. I'm about to die when I get spotted. But again, Little Weasel in chat is still going. Damn ship! There we go. I die, but Little Weasel's still going. Damn ship. It's looking like a win. We're dominating in chat. Toot toot. Little Weasel's still going in his dog too. Still chatting in all chat to the enemy team. And there we go. Matilka, Tog, thank you. Not sure what that means, but we're going to slow it down. Little Weasel still going. Lol, toot, toot, Tog, Tog. Neilon's just wrapping up the game here, but what next we've got is one of the most creative and interesting insults I've seen in World of Tanks in some time. That VK3601H must have been typing for quite a while. But I think he managed to get most of the complaints into one complaint. There we go. Bastarda, Bastarda, Camper, Imbecile, Play Tetris, Bastardo, Gold, or Tog, Gold Ammo, Hero Player, oh my god, Retarde. That is the most creative insult I've had this week, so congratulations Matilka 1802. You win today's or this week's insult of the week. So as I round up another episode of Snapshots, I just want to remind you, if you've got any cool clips you would like to see included in the series, please send them into osirish.replays@gmail.com. In this last clip, it's a question of who's going to get the kill. You see, Bringy and Neilon and I are platooned. We are on TeamSpeak, and we've flanked, Bringy and I have flanked enemy tanks down on the 1-2 lines here on Fjords. And the enemy tanks are dying rather quickly. This Pershing's about to go down, but there's a T-29 sitting precariously close to the water. Neilon says, I'm going to ram him to death. Bringy goes, no, I am. And then I said, no, I am. The three of us are arguing on TeamSpeak. Who's going to get the ram kill? Neilon gets there first. Bringy and I moves in, and bugger gets shot by the lava. So none of us got the kill. Oh, you nasty, nasty lava. But it's not over, because here we go. Anytime now, and Neilon drowns before the game ends. But yeah, that was a fail by all three of us. I thought you'd like that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.